I'm joined by Dr. Casey Harbine for another edition of Morning Rounds. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Yeah, thank you.
And today's topic, anger and the health effects of it. So this is a normal emotion, anger, of course. We all experience it sometimes, but can it be a problem sometimes as well?
Right, so it is normal, and it probably has its benefits, but it can be all-consuming, and it sure feels like right now, these days, there's a lot of people around me who are angry. And yeah, it actually has a lot of different health effects.
So what are some of those health effects from anger?
So for one, it can lead to poor decision making. You know, we can do things in haste, not really thinking about them. One of the biggest things is car accidents. You know, we can get angry, we can get in the car, not be thinking, distracted,
Right.
get in a car accident. Road rage, which seems to be on the increase. I'm always hearing about a road rage incident. I mean, obviously it can lead to kind of physical or emotional confrontations that can have lasting implications, but actually it also increases our risk of eating disorders. Bulimia is associated with folks who have increased trouble managing anger, heart disease, and diabetes.
So how is it that anger causes some of these health problems?
Yeah, I think the most well understood one is probably heart disease. So when we get angry, we have this increased adrenaline. It causes what we call increase in the sympathomimetic response. And so that can raise our blood pressure. It can cause stress on our blood vessels and on our heart. And this can lead to increased risk of coronary artery disease. It also increases our risk of maybe making poor lifestyle choices. So overeating or smoking, and those, of course, increase our risk. Same thing with diabetes. It's probably the biggest association is with the eating component. So obesity certainly increases our risk of diabetes, and then it probably has some sort of inflammatory response that puts us at risk for diabetes as well.
So what can people do, you know, in these situations with anger so they don't escalate to that?
Right. It would be silly for us to assume that we're just going to make a decision and never get angry again.
Yeah.
That's not realistic. And anger is probably a helpful thing. It probably teaches us something. And I think probably one of the first things is to learn about why we're getting angry. What's triggering it? Are there ways of changing those triggers? If our anger is, you know, suggesting we make a change, maybe it's time we make a change. There certainly are ways people can mitigate their anger, mindfulness techniques and things like that. And I think just being aware of it is really the first step.
All right, well, thank you so much for joining us on this edition of Morning Rounds. If you'd like to send us a question, pretty easy, just email it right to us, morningrounds@kpax.com.